Imagine a conscious contact with God so strong that no matter what you are doing or not doing, that no matter what your kids are up to or not up to, and that whether you've got the person of your dreams or they're just not cooperating, that you are happy, content, and at peace. A space where everyone else's thoughts, attitudes, and actions are beautiful and exactly as they are supposed to be. Well, this is the space where I like to play. My name is Mischa Z, and this is today's Bitch Slap. Join me as I shed light on the thoughts, actions, and attitudes that are causing you pain, and we train our minds to go to the capital S inner self, the joy that is waiting for us, the God within. Morning, ladies. I literally woke up this morning and was like, where am I? What the fuck is going on? Like, crazy. Anyway, out of body. I've been saying that little thing, what is it? Holy Spirit, use my dreams for your awakening, or for my awakening, or something like that. I have it written down by my bed, but it's been super. I just woke up all. Anyway, Section 8. Grandeur versus Grandiosity. So many nuggets for me in this one. Out of Chapter 9, The Acceptance of the Atonement. What did I write down? The grandiosity of the ego is its alternative to the grandeur of God. And which will I choose? Again, it's that simple choice. Man, I make it complex. False belief. My littleness is real. I love that. I like the little thing from the previous section, Section 7. God himself is incomplete without me. Say that whenever I'm feeling little. The essence of grandiosity is competitiveness. And that hits home so strong for me. All this stuff, I'm like, the implication is, if I believe that if I am the grandeur of God, that means you are too. And my ego's like, no, I want to be the grandeur of God, not you. I want to be more grandeur, more soulful. But that's the grandiosity, the ego. But so the competitiveness, the essence of grandiosity is competitiveness. And I remember, gosh, in the mortgages, when I was in mortgages and married with Dawn, and I was full in it, having success, according to business stuff. I was just thinking perhaps pushing the envelope too far with paperwork. But I had this moment, and it's so long ago already, 15 years ago by now. But I was like, my competitive nature is going to kill me, and I cannot be happy. My competitive nature made it so I could not be happy with Dawn. I could not be happy with the in-laws. I was so competitive that all their successes or any goodness, I felt as it was a threat to it. It was like taking from me. And I was like, I can't hate or not be happy for people anymore. Even the people that I love. Or, like that were just the people that I'm supposed to love the most. But that's just me. I don't know if other people have that. And then I was thinking in regards to is that more of a man thing? And then I was even thinking, and this is way off of the path, but I was like, it's so interesting that, men perhaps are way competitive, relatively speaking, tend to be a bit more competitive. Maybe our egos are stronger, and maybe it's again because we are literally bringing life in through the womb, I think that's such a cool thing that gives women more of a natural internal connection to source. Because you're like, yeah, I'm kind of responsible with sperm and all that, but the reality is like women are bringing life into the world, and the full circle of, you know, eternity in the womb, and then, right? And so I was thinking, like, it's so interesting. It's almost like the competitive nature of the business environment is very ego driven oftentimes, right? And actually the more, again, maybe it's not, and that's just my perception, but the need, it's almost like having to have women be successful in the marketplace is like the devil's completion of human egomania. Isn't that a funny thought? Like, like this trying to get everybody to peak competition in business, ethnic stuff, religion, what race, what's the other, man versus woman, It's like if we could just get everybody in the competitive environment, then, and it's a really weird way to think about it. I'm by no means saying we shouldn't have equality everywhere and everything, but it's like that. It's like, I love this. Because I was so thinking about this today. Megan, like the ego, the devil, like the devil. It's like the devil, the ego. The devil is like everybody. Capitalism. I'm not saying capitalism is bad or the devil, but that seems to be, or business, or call it what you will. I think you get what I'm saying. This is an awesome rant. I'm so happy with it, and I'm glad I decided to share it, because I was thinking about it, and I was like, it's so weird. And then for me, the battle was leaving the business environment and going to that state of supporting the family without financial success or what have you, and just like a more soulful space, perhaps. So weird. Suspiciousness, as long as I despair of myself. I love this progression. There's suspiciousness, as long as I despair of myself. See myself as little. Then viciousness, when I decide not to tolerate self-abasement and seek relief. And which goes to the ego offers you the illusion of attack as a solution. And I'm like, oh my gosh, when I'm like, that was my life and can be, but it absolutely was. And it feels so good to be coming out of that. And it was the secret, actually, that was a big catalyst for me to God's coincidence. Secret came into my awareness along with a lot of other people's. And actually, I so fought it. I had gotten this new boss. Man, it lets me know how long ago that was. But I got this new boss. Her name was Lydia. And Lydia saw in me the light. She's like, you got to come. She was having everybody watch The Secret. And she was like, you're going to groove on this. And I had so much contempt prior to investigation. New boss, the old boss was gone, who was my brother-in-law. And I'm like, no way. So I did not watch it with the team. I was like, I just was belligerent, denial. And then, of course, I don't know, 6 months later, I discovered it on my own. Oh, it's so funny. Lydia freaking loved me, and she saw in me what I did not see in myself. She was constantly telling me about this soulful side of me, and I was like battling it, almost not battling it, but I thought it was really interesting. I'll save it for another day. We are full of grandeur, but I am likely to choose this is my own note. We are full of grandeur, grandeur. But I, Mischa, am likely to choose grandiosity because I want to be more than the other guy. The ego is strong in me. The battle, so then I just wrote some ideas about further podcast episode ideas. The battle to be a man among men, and what is enough. And that's for me, Break the time loop. I wrote down break the time loop. New Year's Eve, I would do an episode and I would call it Break the Time Loop, because current episodes I'm putting up are like 2 weeks to 20 days behind. And I just put one up that was so funny. Oh my God, I just was losing my mind. And I'm like, fuck it, put it up anyway. Okay, break the time loop. New Year's Eve. What COVID did for me and the illusion that 2021 will be better. I have had an amazing 2020. The COVID has been beautiful for me. And so I think about a lot of content that I see where people they can't wait for 2021 because it's got to be better. And I had this thought of holy crap, what if it's worse for people? What if COVID's just the beginning? Got to be happy in the moment. Got to be feeling the grandeur of God. And then what did I have? Success is an illusion. For me, it's just for me. Anyway, it's either ego vacillating between bitterness and grandiosity. You've either got the ego, which is vacillating between bitterness and grandiosity. And I love that and I see that. And I'm like, yes, I understand and get that state. Or the other choice is the grandeur of God. And throughout this whole section, I don't know if you ladies remember, but it's like as soon as we even have that glimpse of the grandeur of God, or willing to take it in even just a micro speck, ego, gone. And gosh, why is that scary to me? But anyway, either ego vacillating between bitterness and grandiosity, or the grandeur of God. Those are my two choices. The Holy Spirit. Oh, then it says in there, ask the Holy Spirit, what is my value? And don't be afraid of the answer. So I did it. I was like, Holy Spirit, what is my value? And this was my answer. You are eternal, my son. Keep charging. And let go of the results. They do not matter. They do not matter. They don't. Okay? Okay. We are eternal and bask in grandeur. All our stories have value because it is one of God. When I was at the First Step House yesterday, it was a crazy day. There was one kid who was in there, 30 years old, had done significant jail time, like years. And two friends came to visit him. One was young 40s, and he had just gotten out of prison for 24 years. These boys like their tattoos too. And I'm just a good old boy from Wyoming. Long curly hair, not a tattoo in sight. And his other buddy came. So this guy's two buddies came, and the other one was sober. And these guys had some coincidental stories how they were all sober, and the two guys were showing up to help the one guy. And this one kid was so full, the guy that was newly out of prison after 24 years, just interesting character. And, not talking a whole bunch, but did ask for some phone numbers for, he was doing good things, so he needed some phone numbers, so I was able to help. And
again, the illusion of good versus bad. So he was up to some things. It seemed to be God-centered. It's all God-centered. And the young kid who was just fired up, man, like a year sober, year and a half sober. And he's telling the story of him, his friend who came to visit, and a different third guy. And they all were like, oh my God, between us we have 60 years of prison time. You know how you'll get old timers and meters like, oh my gosh, between us we've got 60 years of sober time. But the way he was talking about the 60 years of prison time between the three of them was incredible. These guys were fired up for sobriety, man. And then, so I was thinking about that dude that had just got out of prison after 24 or 25 years. Young 40s. I think he was 43. And still a lot of life ahead of him, one day at a time. And I was thinking, his story has value. It's why I wished I would have told him. That was the point of that whole little last thing that I had said. But I was like, you know what? That story has value. Anyway, man, it was a trippy day. I love you guys. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for spending time with me today. As someone who is committed to growth and service to this world, I so appreciate your willingness to come with me, go within, and serve our world through change. If you found value in this podcast and you know someone who can use this message, share this episode with them. Share it so our mission can be achieved one episode at a time. And of course, subscribe so you can hear more. And lastly, for my free Insider's Guide to Finding Peace, go to belove.media/peace. That's B as in boy, ELOVE.media/PEACE. It's my 8-step guide to finding peace now. It's a super powerful tool. I use it all the time. Check it out. I'm offering it to you for free. Thank you again for listening.